There is one problem with mounting the Sunslates to the just recently figured out. Okay, since I put in the put in all this stuff, we've had a whole bunch of rain, and since then the array has for the most part stopped working. Originally it seemed like it was the charge controller, but I switched it out with another, the charge controller, specifically a BC Products MPPT 250. I switched it out for a known good one, and I was getting exactly the same result. And from what I can determine, all but a couple of these slates had failed, so that the input potential was, that the potential that the charge controller was getting for it was insufficient for it to turn on. And the reason that appears to be is because the way these are mounted, water can get in here. And what I think happened is that water got behind the laminate and corroded the bus bars, because, or the tabbing wire that leads out to the junction box, because I've cut open the junction box on one of the failed ones. And even directly from the tabbing connector, or even with the thing, or with the connectors, or with the clips directly on the tabbing wires, I'm only getting about 40 milliamperes short circuit current out of this module. Whereas in contrast, a good one, this one, I'm getting 2.86 amperes short circuit current. And that's even with a bit of slightly overcastness in the sky and the suboptimal angle because it's getting late in the day. And this degradation problem's happened to all but 3 of these, because it's happened to either all of the top ones, or it might not have happened to that one. But these 3 are still good. But there is a bit of a drop off, and these 3 are dead. So what it appears to be is, again, water ingress causing resistive faults in the module. Because I've tested some others that were in my stacks of tested ones, and I tested one from the top of a stack which was exposed to the rain and everything, and that's down to a short circuit current of under 1 ampere, whereas all the ones under it are okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a tarp and just tarp over all of them and save what can be saved, because so far it looks like this failure will only have happened to a small number of these, and I'm going to be getting more. But what I'm going to be doing is all the ones that are still good, I'm going to be just putting a bead of caulk all around the module to completely seal it. Because obviously whatever sealer is in these was insufficient. Because these are all intended to be mounted pretty much like this, so that only really the actual glass bit is exposed to the rain, and all the bits where there can be water ingress are either to the side where the water just runs by, or the bottom where it just flows over. So just one caveat, because these are super cheap. I mean, this is probably all maybe 12 bucks worth of modules, but one thing that needs to be considered, because I did not have any failures for the ones that were on my original 20 module frame, but that was all because that was all installed during a fairly dry period of the year, and we never got any actual rain on them. So just one little minor problem. Because initially it looked like it might have been some kind of a resistive fault in the, or I figured it might have been something like a resistive fault in the junction box. So I cut one open, and it isn't. Also, didn't know if it might be the diodes, this little 2-pin TO220 package Schottky rectifier, and wasn't that either. So water ingress is obviously a bit of a problem.